So timestamps should exist in case you just want to skip forward, but yeah, I should be more prepared for this CM, as I'll show you in a bit, because we have basically you know, a minute and something, yeah, a minute 37 seconds left. So please use timestamps if you want to use them. Otherwise, actually, we need to go here, not the story, enhance, and then we can I can tell you basically the story of my life here. So at least so far, so I'm mainly doing team trial stuff, but what you see on screen is pretty much going to be relatively accurate. I was also doing the Gold Ship Completionist title, which I guess I can show you at the end for those who don't know, but you'll be seeing it in the middle of the video anyway, because that's what I have set on. So, just really quickly, just to go over things for 20 seconds each, this is my Gold Ship. I just threw things on. I did not get Daring Strike because I was going basically a big guts build, and I just decided to live with it because the last time I tried to use wits, and this time I tried to use wits as well, it did not work out for me. So, shrug. But otherwise, I think the Daiwa Scarlet that I'm using is going to be the one that has the highest rating. I don't recall if there's anything else. If there is another reason I'm using another Daiwa Scarlet, then I guess we'll see. But otherwise, yeah, not really much else to look like. I think it's the one with the highest rating. I feel like it is, but we'll take a quick look. If this is not the one, then yeah, I guess we'll find out. Because I thought I'd use the one that was Mile S, but maybe I did not. So shrug, right? But just taking, yeah, I think I'm using this one that has a little bit of a lower one with long shot instead, and then we're hoping for head-on Uma stand, and then we put on Speed Eater just because it feels great. So we'll see. Otherwise, if we're in a full front runner lobby, I mean, I was probably going to lose anyway. But that's why we have a Pace Chaser Daiwa Scarlet. So without further ado, as we get in here, it should have triggered the time, and we'll get into round 1, and off we go. So as always, again, if you've skipped timestamps, you're probably not listening to this part, but we're just doing the first entry of the first day, and yeah, that's all I really have to say for that. So, as we prepare our Gold Ship, prepare our Vodka, and then prepare our Daiwa Scarlet, just to make sure we pick the right Daiwa Scarlet, yeah, we'll just get in shortly. So, just making a quick check, because I value the Turf S, and she happens to do better than the one that has 18.4k, so yeah, in we go. You'll note that I don't think she has Firm Course Menace. It's because I didn't get the third event during the middle of Daiwa Scarlet's training, so I'm shrugging in real life as I say, that's RNG, but I think that's why I took Firm Conditions Double Circle to try and fake the 1200 power, but probably could have taken another skill. I don't remember what skills I had at the end of it, because it's been a while since I trained them. It's not like I trained them early, but they was relatively early compared to other Champions meetings that I've trained for. So, and yes, of course, because Track Blazer is a very long scenario, I do try to just do my bare minimum. Maybe sometimes it's one a day. At a few times it's only been none a day. And then, yeah, I just do my best. If I can get more, cool. But we'll take a quick look around just really quickly, probably in the Narita Taishin and the Nice Nature, just to see if anyone's running debuffs, because I'm interested. No fronts at all so far. If our yeah, oh wait, this is Cheerleader Nice Nature. Never mind. Real Nice Nature. But, yeah, if we get lucky Daiwa Scarlet, I guess we're gonna see how this turns out. I've never actually practiced, because I do like half a dozen practice runs just to see if the Uma Musume I'm training work out well. So I have never been in a non-front lobby, basically. I've tried 1, I've tried 2, I've tried 3, I've tried 4, because I'm always trying to figure out what happens if I run into a runaway with 3 fronts, a runaway with 2 fronts, so on and so forth. But that assumes I find a good runaway. I did find a good practice partner runaway, but shrug, right? So off we go. But as we get into this run, I check OBS really quickly. Yeah, everyone's running Firm Course Menace except for my Daiwa Scarlet, who actually apparently is the lucky Pace Chaser. Rushed into front runner for a moment, so she should be at least in the front for the first 50% of the race. But otherwise, we're just looking for Corner Connoisseur. I think that's my win condition, on top of Dueling. Corner Connoisseur, Dueling is pretty much near win for me, unless someone else runs Guts build, because we obviously, for a mile race, you have more than enough stamina to survive. And this is also, looking at my Gold Ship, why I don't take, not Uma's Pump Iron, because oftentimes I find myself not in 6th. There's a good number of times I'm in 6th, but still, it happens less often than one would expect. So as we Speed Eater our way and try to do our best, yeah, we'll find out what happens in this final corner. no matter where Vodka is, if she duels, she can win. She likes the whole pack being in the front. Otherwise, if Daiwa Scarlet were to proc her unique now, it would be great, but shrug, right? So straightaway spurt into a dueling gold ship. So this is going to be a Daiwa Scarlet versus gold ship. If anyone else runs forward, then it's the accelerations that we're looking for. But otherwise, yeah, this dueling is, yeah, she would go from second to first, and I think we stay unless, yeah, these last velocity skills push her to the front. But with Turf S, Mile S, we're going to see if she actually casts Jump. No, you cannot. I know that for a fact because I think I've lost like 1 out of 5 dueling moments. Even if someone brings like in Body and Mind at the perfect moment at the end there, the dueling is just too much if you don't have enough guts. Although I thought because in a mile race people have guts anyway, so let me take a quick look. I thought you have guts. No, you don't. Never mind. So dueling. Although it did beat Gold Ship because Gold Ship was a bit had to swing wide into a straightaway spurt into dueling. That dueling proc late there, so shrug, right? But oftentimes in that situation, a dueling can get me some wins, even if it happens that late. I think it can happen earlier. I don't remember. Again, it's been a while since I did practice runs because I trained all 3 of these Musume early on, so I literally had a week where I was just not doing anything. I didn't believe in myself, and the few times I tried another gold chip that was not going for gold chip completionist title, it didn't work out well, so I'm just sticking with this UG gold chip. I think this is my first UG as well. So, as we go into this next run, again, we're likely going to get the finals. The question is, what is our win rate going to be? So, yeah, not really much else to say. Off we go. I do expect to see a lot of Vodka, maybe Daiwa Scarlet as well, but otherwise the usual suspects: Anarta Taishin, Tamamo Cross if people really want to make her work for Track Blazer, and as we get into this race, a lot of front runners that can work out as well. So shrug. Also late start, everyone, but it seems like we have 2 to 3 front runners because I forgot to look at the composition. But otherwise, hey, let's find out what happens. So, I don't like Daiwa Scarlet being kind of in 4th behind 3 other Musume. In my experience, just RNG-wise, she just ends up not activating her unique, but we'll find out what happens. Again, maybe I just get a really bad observation data as opposed to, you know, just using resources to simulate a lot more runs, but shrug, right? Also, Gold Chip is way too far in the back, so I guess this is going to turn into a Vodka race, and then we cross our fingers and hope the front runners don't run away too much, because I don't know if Daiwa Scarlet is far enough forward. Not really, so we're looking for a corner connoisseur perfect proc into dueling. A little early for those corner connoisseurs, but what can I say, right? It's all we have is duel with each other and hope for the best. Duel with each other, hope for the best? They're close enough. Go dueling, please, and then proc everything. Proc everything. This could be a Vodka cut and drive. We'll see what happens, but otherwise, Gold Ship also procking everything helps out immensely as well. So, cut and drive here as well, the other form of Triumphant Pulse, and let's see if we take from these front runners. I see Vodka passing. And then, double guts dueling tuning into a Vodka gold chip finish. And I think it was a gold chip finish. Yeah, it was. So, yeah, off we go. It feels really good to guts tune and has to just see your Musume all duel. Preferably, you want all 3 of them to duel each other, but I'm not cool enough to calculate and train my Musume that way. RNG notwithstanding. It's not even RNG's fault, it's just me training and just hoping for the best, that we get enough power and speed. So, because yeah, speed and power are still going to be more important. If I could trade 300 power for 300 guts, I would. If I only had 900 power and 1200 guts, I would rather have 1200 power, 900 guts. Knowing also that guts is one of the threshold stats to grant extra speed in this one. Not that you need 1200, but you get the point. So we're going to take look at that Tamamo Cross. We're also going to take a look at that special week. So hey, and then yeah, wits. I would like to have 900 guts, 900 wits. That's just not going to happen for me. So shrug. And then special week, the one who always likes to carry in Body and Mind, but shrug, right? I wish I could have that too, because it's not going to be the make or break. Because if you don't excel well, yeah, but I just find it helps me a lot more often than not. Not that not having finishing speed skills is going to be an absolute Yeah, but I would, in my case, I would gamble that I have need it rather than not need it. Also, I didn't look at the composition, so I don't know why Vodka was in third for a moment. But as she paces herself down and blocks everyone behind her for a moment, shrug, we're gonna find out, right? I think there's only, is that one front with the Nishino flower place? If that's the case, oh, this is going to be an interesting race. So, a Resplendent Red Ace into head-on is going to do absolute wonders, if we do it. And then, again, the win condition is always just looking for a lucky corner connoisseur. Obviously, there are better XLs that I could have just tried to inherit or otherwise, but I was running my Guts build, and just, if you're running Guts build with, I think it's Yukino Bijin SSR, you're just fishing for a corner connoisseur anyway, so... If you have a corner XL skill, might as well just throw it in. If it procs, great, great. If it doesn't, shrug, right? Otherwise, as we catch up to this Mayano Top Gun here, a Resplendent Red Ace would be great. If not, though, I'll take anything I can get. So, without further ado, we're going to find out what happens. So, there goes the Mayano running away, and we hope for the best. No dueling, so this is going to be absolutely terrible. Vodka in absolute last as well. We need a Daiwa Scarlet unique right now. Otherwise, anything else would help as well. But... Turf S, Mile S, don't get caught by Tamamo question mark? Yeah, Resplendent Red Ace would have done absolutely wonders here, but shrug, right? Pain. But them's the breaks. I can count on my low wits. 600 isn't that low, but 600 wits to hurt myself. So, without further ado, as I am stuck at a white screen, because sometimes that'll happen to me, we'll just get out and go back in. So, but yeah, no Resplendent Red Ace, just a lot of pain. No dueling either. Either of those would have won me that. From Gold Ship or Daiwa Scarlet, really. But shrug, when you don't duel, when you don't proc everything, hey, turns out you lose a lot more races. And that's why wits is important. And in before I forget, because I mentioned it before, but it's your base wits, not any adjustment to your wits after the race starts that determines skill use. So, shrug, right? But as we skip through this, because on PC here, it usually ends up also nice mood, by the way, Gold Ship. But on PC here, the setup I'm using isn't the greatest, so we will end up with times in which just shrug, right? Like the game will just stop for me. So as we move on here and not actually redeem a code, let us move on to our next race. So let me do the emote, please. So yeah, shrug, right? So I was going to, I should have guessed earlier, but guess for 4 wins, 1 loss. Again, it's day 1, and if you're feeling and if you have trained well and or feel confident in your training, especially with evidence to back it up from your own observations, then you should feel confident about reaching A finals. That's usually never a question you have to ask yourself if you've put as much time and or resources into Uma Musume, because strategy can trump a lot of RNG. It's just that RNG is a lot more of a factor. Also, nice to double normal into a bad mood. But, again, as usual, taking a look. Hey, it's a Sakura Chiono. Oh, but there's also, yeah, I mean, without Uma Stan, grabbing louder Trash and Cheer unique is pretty, from what I've seen, pretty cool to use. And at least from what I've seen, boy oh boy, when it procs well as an acceleration. But otherwise, as we sit here, we're hoping that our bad mood / normal mood doesn't hurt us. Otherwise, we're just trying to actually keep pace with these front runners and not be too far behind for Vodka and Gold Ship, who are the two who are going to be suffering the most. And I just saw I think that's, don't remember the skill name. But anywho, rushed into a better place? Question mark, Gold Ship? But otherwise, I'm just hoping for Daiwa Scarlet. This is going to be a Daiwa Scarlet race for me, or hoping, not that a late surger or end closer couldn't do the job, but in my case, I've usually seen Daiwa Scarlet having to do her best, although there are a fair amount of times that Gold Ship does what she does as well. And then Vodka is late surger, just late surger life. Get lucky, everything works out, and then a cut and drive, and hey, you're home free. But I guess we'll say, I was going to say something, never mind. 9th place, too far back. That's a bit far back, so didn't look at the front runners finishing speed skills. Saiyan Sky not in front though. However, we did not proc any of our accelerations except for this final straight here. So everyone needs to duel now. Too late. So only Daiwa Scarlet has a chance at all. So yeah, because again, I was going to mention that the Tamamo Cross or any other late surger end closes are going to catch up. So we need everything to proc here. That is enough time as a final speed skill, but unfortunately, Yeah, it's not gonna be enough to battle with an end closer. This is why I was a bit afraid. So, shrug, right? There goes 4 wins. But hey, 3 wins. I'll stick with 3 wins. That's cool for me, too. But, as we get into our last race, so yeah, this is why I would have liked Daiwa Scarlet to proc things. Corner Connoisseur would have done it. An earlier dueling would have done it, but shrug, right? Even a half a second of dueling. I've always mentioned half seconds before in Musume. It does matter. Half a second of blocking, half a second more of rushed, especially on a long race. But anything that could mess up in Musume's, I guess, stride. Also forgot to take a look at the Musume here, but at this point, I'm just getting through the race, and at least not taking much more of your time, although I really should have looked at the Musume here. Otherwise, it just seems like there's one Daiwa Scarlet front, and then paces, because there's Taiki Shuttle, and then my own Daiwa Scarlet, into a lot of late surgers and closers. So we're hoping that we don't get blocked or anything weird. Otherwise, we're just looking at Gold Chip and seeing where she is. That is a bit far forward for Gold Chip, but shrug, right? We'll see if the accelerations proc. At this point, we know the deal, so there's not much else to say until we get to round 2 when I can point out trainers that use certain compositions. And we'll see. I have my own minds on things, aside from, just 3 fronts or 2 fronts and 1 runaway. But as we approach the final leg here, let's see what happens. That's a very early Resplendent Red Ace. I'll still take it. It's distance, but I would have liked it earlier. Now, if we get a Corner Connoisseur right in about 2 seconds here, that would be amazing. So let's find out what happens. There's a first Corner Connoisseur, Tailhead High Late Surger, carry over Corner Connoisseur from other Vodka, prepared to pass, no stopping me. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So without further ado, Gold Chip did not do anything with the acceleration, so it's a Vodka into Daiwa Scarlet. A Vodka dueling here is great, but is it enough? Cut and drive and then straight away Adept. Should be enough? If I were to say one thing, I would say it's enough, but let's find out. I think I lost. Oh, man. Yeah, not enough there. So yeah, Vodka really wants the XLs because her unique is obviously a finishing speed skill, so yeah. So that was, Triumphant Pulse into anything, really. It could have been any number of these, but shrug, right? Things happen. And then also Wits. Wits actually helps quite a lot with positioning, but I can't afford that. So off we go. 2 wins, 3 losses, I guess. But by the time we get to second day, first round, unless something really weird happens, I should be in A anyway. Again, things happen, they happen, and off we go. This is why we love, and sometimes not love, but also usually love Musume, because, hey, anything could work out. So, shrug, right? But yeah, without further ado, not really much else to say. If you have anything to say, you know what to do. Otherwise, as I need to unlock all of my dialogue here, we'll see what else happens in the lifespan of Musume, because the summer is coming, and so is Grand Live. So yeah, without further ado, or whatever it's going to be called in global, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!